Mercedes have presented their new W13 in an unusual way by actually presenting two completely different cars during their Silverstone launch spectacular. To start with, there were studio render photos, while at the launch event itself, Lewis Hamilton and George Russell physically stood next to the actual car. That new car is notable for the return of an old familiar, namely the traditional silver livery. The red Ineos and green Petronas accents have remained, as has the red star for the late Niki Lauda. Zooming in more on the technical aspects, we see that Mercedes has a few notable details. As seen elsewhere, Mercedes have opted for square entrances to the side pods, similar to Aston Martin and AlphaTauri, for example. On top of those side pods, we see two prominent upright wings that are missing from the studio photos, with those side pods looking much more straightforward. Further to the rear, it's noticeable that the bodywork quickly slopes inwards, which makes the rear look very compact. At the same time, it exposes much of the floor, a floor that features a wavy, almost melted looking pattern at the front, similar to what we saw on the early version of last year's W12. Moving even further back, we notice that the rear wing on either side of the DRS support have a U pattern in the horizontal wing elements. If we move the focus from the rear wing right to the front wing, we notice that the nose extends long to equal height with the front wing element. It's a mid-loaded wing, which means that wing elements centrally located between the end plates and the nose attachment generate most of the downward pressure. On the demonstration model, for example, we see that emphasis much more on the ends of the wings. Mercedes uses the old-fashioned pushrod suspension at the front of the car, while they employ a pull rod suspension at the rear. It's obvious that the car from the launch video is the actual W13, while the studio photos may show an early version of the same car, a version that didn't show all the details. Mercedes are sending the W13 out on track for a Silverstone shakedown on Friday, with the intention of releasing footage and pictures of it. That will undoubtedly reveal more about which direction Mercedes really wants to take with the development of the W13.